Day 59. Once you convince your mind that you can do something, your body will find a way to accomplish it. Similar quote, if you want to change your body, you first have to change your mind. There's so many times where we'll want to go to the gym and break some physical bad habits or physical inaction, and we want to get back to being healthy. Same with eating. We want to break bad dietary patterns, and we want to get to the point where we can be consistent on a routine and resist temptation and resist immediate gratification. So again, gym, food, and obviously with our spiritual life, which I'm getting to. But the pitfalls that we can fall into, and one of the reasons that we often fail or will try for a little bit and succeed, but eventually get back to that failure, is because I think a lot of times we're treating symptoms like, hey, I want to start exercising. We will want to fix the symptom of not exercising, but we don't get to the root as to what is causing us the inaction, or what's causing us to fall into the immediate gratification of eating bad food and making poor choices. How do we get to the root? Because it's only in fixing that root that continual and sustainable patterns will develop. There was a fella from a podcast I was listening to once where, and I'm not a gardener or a environmentalist, so maybe this is a silly example, you'll have to tell me, but oftentimes, like if there's a tree that's dying, what our first tendency to do, I guess in this world of tree maintenance, is your knee-jerk reaction might be, hey, cut off the bad leaves so then better leaves can sprout. But they were basically saying, before we do anything else, what you really need to do is you need to check the soil. What's causing the tree to produce the bad leaves? And I almost wonder if we did that with our habits, and we were to really get to the root of, like, mentally what is causing us the inaction, or mentally what is causing us the compulsion. Would that help us to provide better fruits in our life? So if you want to change your body, you first have to change your mind. And again, once you convince your mind that you can achieve said goal, your body is going to catch up. I feel that personally when I'm in the deep throes of exercising, trying to get those extra couple reps. I think it was Arnold that said it once, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He said, really all the growth is in the last 3 or 4 reps of the set. The first 7, when you're hammering them out, that's maintenance. But it's the last 3 or 4 that you don't think you can do, that's really inconvenient to do, that feels like the most resistance to do. Those are where the growth's at. And it's not fun. Like, I wish it was an easier world where you could go and not have to deal with all the daily resistance. It becomes fun when we see the growth and when we see the aesthetic changes and when we accomplish something that's hard. Like, there's a lot of delayed gratification in that. I'm just saying it's not always fun in the midst of doing that 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th rep when you feel like you can't do another, but like that's where the growth is. And we have to convince our mind that we can achieve more, that we have to reach out and up from our comfort zone, because setting goals within our comfort zone leads to no growth. Again, I'm not a preacher. This is very gym and like fitness based, but I always want to keep the thoughts and the ideas and the discussion around these daily videos rooted in what the Bible's telling us. And there's a lot of scripture about like unity and maturity in the Bible, which is semi-related, I think, to the topic that I'm trying to portray. So I was just going to read from Ephesians 4, verses 1 through 6 today. It says, As a prisoner for the Lord, then, I urge you to live a life worthy of the calling you have received. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called to one hope when you were called. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is over all and through all and in all. So I want to be clear, like the first thing that strikes me when reading those verses is like we're not able to make any positive change without the recognition that it is not on our own accord. Because I've tried things on my own accord and it doesn't work. It doesn't work sustainably. So like to live a life completely of the calling, it's not our calling and it's not our compulsions or impulses. It's God's plan for our life. And because we're called to that higher purpose, there's so much hope and so much growth and so much of an opportunity for us to be a light. And when you step into that, hope, you step into that gift that's given to us through faith, that faith and that belief can take you so much further mentally. And thoughts become actions, right? Like I guess hopefully I'm explaining this clearly, but like accepting this gift, accepting the maturity and the free gift that Jesus gives us, the hope there leads to so much faith and so much belief. And what's that going to do downstream in terms of the actions that you then take? And again, I need to be, I think more so in these videos, very clear about examples of either myself or just inspiration to others, how we can help people in the community and how we can go out of our way to be a light for others. I tend to be maybe a little bit too like motivational of overcoming your own qualms or your own issues in life. And that's just, again, my passion is taking what the Bible tells us and using that inspiration to like fuel myself mentally and physically through things like eating and exercise and keeping all of that rooted in the Spirit. But man, like also, as it says in here, like one body, one Spirit, one faith, one baptism, just like how we're treating others and the light that we can use as just the vessels that God created to make this world more peaceful, as Christians, to make this world a safe place that withholds judgment but encourages others to be better. It's pretty special, man. So just, I thought the mental convincing your mind that you can do more and your body following was just somewhat related to that scripture of unity and just spiritually being aligned, which downstream is going to make you more physically aligned in this world and just make you healthier, mind, body, and spirit. So that's what I got today. You can do more. Throw what you thought out of the window. Commit to believing that you can do more and see what your body does to follow. And that's day 59.